worse than that.
She's fully good to manage if she's straight.
Right. Okay, rotate the planchette round in circles 3 times and take it to goodbye.
Right, I'm just going to turn this light on just for a second so I can see things a bit better.
3.
She didn't like that.
Why do we have to do it?
It's not there.
It's not there no more.
Hello, anyone here? Anyone here? Any ghosts, spirits, entities? Here alone in the cellar. Here alone, the haunted cellar. It's meant to be haunted. So any entities, spirits? You'd like to make yourself known? There's no one else here. If you'd like to make a noise, I'll make this noise here. Let's make the same noise back. At least we know then that we're batting off the same stumps. I know that you're here and you know that I'm here. A lot of people have seen a lady down here. An apparition, a ghost, a lady. There been a lady down here? Show yourself now. Come on. Let's try it again. Ready? Make a noise, make a sound. There's no one else there. I promise I won't tell. Believe that, believe anything. Must be some kind of, because a lot of people are chasing entities like you. Need to know what it is, what happens when we pass over, where we go, where we end up. See if we can't turn that light out. Remember, keep making a noise. If you can make a noise, that would be wonderful. I don't know where the light switch is here. Very old, this pub. Red Lion, Colchester. Like 12th century or something, but a lot of the staff don't like coming down here alone. They've seen apparitions, even black dogs, children, all sorts. Try to look for the light switch. I think I've seen it. Hold on. Do you know what? I just heard something down there. I just hear a groaning here. I just hear a groan. Someone go, like that. I could hear it over there by the stairs. Or was it outside in the street? Because that way leads up to a plate in the street, like where the barrels were sent down. Might have been. I hope you're not wasting my time. There's an entity in here that was groaning. Anyway, what's this like? It's like a game, cat and mouse, isn't it? It's like, seriously? Halfway up the stairs and you hear something. When you go down, you go into the bottom of a cellar, on your way there, nothing. On your way out, you hear something. Okay, I'm going now. Oh, blimey, sorry fellow, I'm late. Well, I'm in there. It's the restaurant area is where a lot of apparitions come from as well. They're very weird, man. Hello, fella.
You're good?
Yeah, good. Hi. Are we doing the torch thing again?
Yeah, so we did a little bit of the
did a little bit of the board, but we were getting
Didn't go
somebody.
very well.
Huh?
Didn't go very well.
No, we got somebody that came through that nobody wanted to talk to. So
Please tell me they've put another mannequin up there. Oh, sorry, I've just looked up and that just looks like a very odd shape, and I really hope.
Well,
Oh, wait, thank God, it's the reflection. I was going to say, when you're like that and that looks like a window, it looks like it looks like another mannequin through it.
Yeah,
I think
it's
not
mannequin
fun
over
that.
Who came through the board that you didn't want to talk to? Is it?
We
It
had
was
Ben
Ben.
there
It was Ben to
first.
start off with, and then the negative lady that came through in the cellar came out, and instead,
Yeah,
Ah,
and then she started on Rebecca.
yeah, okay, that's
the negative lady in the cellar.
Yeah,
yeah,
from
that we
the cellar,
spoke
yeah.
to in the cellar.
The one that's terrorising Ben, the little boy.
Yeah.
Terrorising who's little boy?
The little boy that came through Ben.
That's
Right,
yeah,
Ben.
the
Got
little
it.
boy.
Got it. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
girl.
She's terrorising him.
Yeah.
They've both followed us into here.
See, I've just been down the cellar,
Welcome
and I
to
couldn't.
everyone that's joining.
Again, I just because I thought, is it so quiet? I'll go down, you know, and turned like, but couldn't I have this on? And I got quite good reception. I was quite amazed,
Thank you for the go.
but couldn't get anything. That's what surprised me.
it's because we're up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's come up
Follow
here.
us up here.
Yeah.
No, I'm still feeling on the odd occasion. It's like he'll come closer, and then he don't feel so bad, so he sort of backs off a bit, but he's still slightly there. Until I don't know, scares him or something, and then he just grips me, and I go freezing until he eases. I mean, he's alright at the minute.
That could be because of them three have left and taken the woman with them.
Yeah, that's fair. Keep going. You're on for that.
You alright, Tanya?
You good?
As soon as I walk back in, she's got straight on me.
Right.
Where did you go?
Just
Yeah,
Just
because
beyond
now
the door.
he's gripping me. The soup is out, so
yeah, she's latched on to me too.
yeah, it's not actually walking back in the room. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, the second I walk back in, bang.
He's been pretty calm since you've been out. So they were in that bag that I brought in because I saw them earlier. They're not there now. So I don't know where those have gone. Been stolen.
You need to have your brain examined, mate. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Mm.
He's got a thing about tablecloths.
I'm gonna get a ban now, aren't I? People are gonna be like, this is a creepy man.
Is it out here that you feel bad?
No,
No, in
I
there.
went all funny in there, had to walk out.
Did you?
Yeah, so we had a spirit come through on the spirit board
Yeah.
that originally was the spirit that we were talking to downstairs,
Right.
but then the woman who I was communicating with downstairs has come through, gave us a different count to what Ben did
Okay.
on the siblings. I've called her out on it, and all questions after that were not getting answered until Bex asked, "Are you female?" and he went straight to yes. I've then turned and taken Wayne's advice. We've called it. We're not doing it. As soon as I've said goodbye, Bex got a splitting headache and had to come out here.
I went all funny, and I was like, I have to get out.
What do
because
you
I
mean all
felt
funny? Just like,
like as if I was going to pass out.
all right.
So I,
And then I started to
and
get
as soon as I walked out of here, I was
What happened with you?
I started to get a shooting pain here,
Yeah.
which then went to over here,
Uh-huh.
which then went straight across the front.
You never had that before?
No.
Strange.
And then I come out here and
Yeah, I've been fine
Gone.
all night, not feeling sick or anything. As
No.
soon as that, like, I felt like I was gonna throw up. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
And these entities that came through, do you feel that you'd like know them or have anything to do with them before? You've come across them before?
no,
No?
No.
Very new.
it's only from here, and it's only ever since the cellar.
Yeah.
Only
I feel
since the
like
cellar.
me and her have got a link for Ben because we're mothers.
Okay, and Ben is the young boy
They're
that
young
died.
boy. Yeah.
And then the woman that come through, I was communicating with her on the dowsing rods.
Oh right, I see. Yeah. Did the dowsing rods work down there? Did
Yeah.
they?
They did, yeah.
They did. Did they?
But they kept messing him about. Well, she kept messing him about.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
Okay.
answering questions even before I'd finished asking.
Okay. Okay. Because I've been down the cellar. So when you were in there, just have a little look. I must admit, I couldn't feel anything in there. But it's one of these things where, I thought because it's nice and quiet, it will be, a better atmosphere for me to actually get something. But
Mm, go down.
How about no?
there's the other thing, though. That's the other thing.
Because that's where she started communicating.
Mm.
I ain't going back down there.
And this woman that communicated with you, because I haven't communicated with her at all, but she's quite evil. She's quite a bad
Yeah.
woman.
That's what we're getting. Negative energy.
In a
Yeah.
way of what? Witch, you think? Or?
No, no.
Basically, how do you explain
She
that?
was friends with Ben's mum before
Yeah.
before his mum passed,
Right.
and she was having an affair with Ben's dad,
Okay.
and she done something to the siblings and then murdered them.
Okay. Why? Well, they murdered him.
Not here, but from what we've sort of had from the board is that they were brought here just before the fire, and then obviously the fire happened, so they tried to cover up the murders.
Okay. Okay. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You two are. You're all right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay.
My feeling is she ain't happy with the fact you just said that.
No,
the,
probably
back,
not.
the back of my hair's just stood up and I've just got electric right down my spine again,
What
even
the
though
hell?
the door is behind me. And it's the moment you said about what she was up to.
Yeah,
Literally, this part here of my hair, just under my hat.
but she's gonna be pissed because I called her out.
You've obviously, all three of you have got a link there, haven't you?
Even then when we were down in the cellar, with how we were around the board, you had Chloe on one side and me, Miles on the other. Obviously you were dealing with the woman and the dowsing rods.
Yeah.
And Ben's been attached to Chloe for near enough the whole night.
Yep.
And I'm sitting between the pair of you whilst we're doing the board, and I'm connected to the board.
Oh, did you do the
also-
board? Did you as well? Did you?
I done the board when we were down in the cellar as well as in there at the same time.
Not only that, it was also kind of the same setup because I was technically
You were on
directly
one.
across from Bex as well.
Yeah.
Even up
And
here.
even in here, you were on my right and Chloe was on my left again.
Yeah.
See, personally, I don't do Ouija boards. I don't do them. Don't touch
Oh, I haven't
them.
touched it.
No. I don't. I make it a rule not to touch them at all. No. I do an awful lot of things, sort of like kind of, paranormal, but I won't go near
Well, I think
Ouija.
the last investigation that I went to, when it was at the fort in Harwich,
Yeah.
I tried dowsing rods there.
I remember you there, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even do it properly. And then all
Right.
of a sudden I come here and I can do it properly, I'm getting answers.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sound like footsteps. Not as well as walk around.
Yeah.
No, that sounded very clear like footsteps.
Sounded like
That's
footsteps.
what I thought.
They sound like heels.
And you have to see here. Anyone here? Any entity? Anybody here? We heard you walking. It sounded like you were walking up the stairs. Would you like to make yourself known? Would you like to step forward? I counted about three or four steps. But they were funny sounding. They were almost like they were quite... Yeah, someone coming up the stairs, but they were like tapping on this part here. Like this part. Oh, I hope we caught, if you were at home and you caught that on camera, that someone coming up the stairs, that tapping on the steps. Then let us know in the comments for sure. Yeah, okay. Well, if you could do that again, please do that again. That'd be excellent, if you don't mind. If you want to show yourself or talk into this box I'm holding, talk into it. Here to help, not to hinder. Here to help if I can. Yes.
Well, yeah, so last time I used the dowsing rods, it didn't work. And then all of a sudden, this time, I'm getting yes and no answers continuously.
Right.
And we then done a point of where we had the spirit board going and the dowsing rods.
Yeah.
And we had two different spirits communicating through, which was Ben and this woman.
Okay.
Wayne then has told me to stop the rods.
Mm.
Damo was sat doing the board, Chloe was to the left of him, I was to the right of him.
Mm.
And all down my right side I've gone cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fully latched on me.
Damo in the middle was getting sort of the brunt of Ben's energy and this woman's energy.
Yeah.
And his hand's gone freezing cold.
Okay.
But it was sort of like a similar setup to how we were in there, but instead I was standing up and
Yeah.
there was no way for this woman to kind of go round. So Ben was latching more and more onto Chloe as he was giving the answers, and this woman was trying to sort of force her way past, but she couldn't quite do it because there was too much energy in between.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel that she was quite an old lady, young lady? She was like 30s. Can you put an age on her? Where you feel?
We tried to not communicate with her too much after I put the rods down.
Right.
So age-wise, we've got no idea.
Okay.
But she is very negative.
Very negative. And she basically, what, she smacked in the head of one of the kids?
So me and Chloe at different points, Chloe felt it up in room 10, I felt it down in the cellar, and we both had a pain going across here.
Okay.
I asked Ben if he was showing me his pain, and the board went to yes. And then I asked if that's how he died, and it went back to yes.
Okay.
We've then asked if it was this woman that had murdered him.
Yeah.
And it went back to yes.
Okay. Okay. But it's, you know, it's the interesting part is, you know, some people would say it's psychosomatic, that you kind of like you feel the way you feel physically because of the way it's acted upon you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that, you know, do you have a direct, when you had like kind of the interactions with her, you had a direct physical response, didn't you?
Yeah, she was, how would you say, like, giving proper, like, powerful answers.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't just a case of the rods opening a little bit, they were going.
Swinging open.
Yeah.
And then when it was going to a cross, they were really, like, swinging in on a lot of their questions.
She was answering the question before you'd even asked it, pretty much. Just before you got to the end of the question.
Okay.
And Wayne,
So she kind of like knew, or they had a, oh, there's a connection there, isn't there, with you? There's a connection with this woman.
I don't know what the connection is.
You annoyed her either way.
Yeah, I have annoyed her, to be fair, because I called her out in there.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Now she's
okay,
attached to
okay.
my arm.
Yeah.
'Cause the
Has it
sec-
affected you as well?
Yes, because the second I walked back through that door a second ago, it just, whatever it was, whether it was her or not. I don't
This
know.
is in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's literally latched onto my arm.
Really?
As if it's trying to strangle my arm.
Would you say like maybe stop you from leaving? Were you trying to leave at a time?
No. Well, it's so far it's been, I've been there when we were doing the board and she was on my left
Yeah.
and on my arm.
And it got worse after
And it got worse
I
after
removed
you,
myself from the room.
After you and
Yeah, see, oh yeah.
after you and Damo left, that's it. It went,
Yeah.
proper went tight and it.
But me
it
and
was almost
Bex,
Did it hurt you?
but me and Bex were dominantly the ones that had called her out on the board.
Okay. Called her out as in like kind of.
So we asked how
would you-
many brothers there were,
Yeah.
and he went to 2. We then asked how many sisters there were, and he
Yeah.
went to 2.
Okay.
But when we asked Ben earlier when we were in the cellar how many siblings he had, he said 3.
Okay.
So straight away, as soon as it's gone to 2, I've then turned around and said, right, we're definitely not talking to Ben. Straight away after that, we asked, 3 or 4 more questions, and nothing. Bex then turned around and said, are you female? And it's gone straight to yes. And straight
Yeah.
away there, I've taken Wayne's advice and I said, right, we're calling it there.
Okay.
She
So-
did not let go of my arm.
So we cut communication there and then.
Okay. Okay.
And then that's when Bex then got the headache and I started to get...
Yeah,
my
your
back.
chest, yeah. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it odd? And it all emanated from the cellar. That's where it started from.
We first got contact with Ben in room 10
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. It was
Um,
in 10.
and I don't know who was doing the board up there, but they asked if he would come down to the cellar
Yeah.
because that's where we were off to next
Yeah.
and we wanted to talk to him more. So then he's come down to the cellar, but at the same time before we've even done the board, that's then when I've made contact with this woman.
Right, interesting.
And then we've done the board, that's then when I
Yeah.
started to talk to Ben more.
Interesting, isn't it? What do you think in your head? What's your? You're obviously kind of quite shaken by it.
A little bit, yeah. It's the first time where I've sort of had an experience in every room that I've gone into.
Yeah, like it's followed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more not so much followed me, but follow the spirit that we're trying to communicate with.
Okay.
And she's just sort of there trying to overpower the situation. And she doesn't like it where we've sort of caught her out on trying to overpower everything and then cut communication. And I feel like that's...
Oh, chap, you going for a fag?
Yeah.
Good on you. While you're down there, tell Wayne we all heard footsteps coming up the stairs, and I think I caught it on film.
Yeah, Becca came in and said about that.
Yeah. Incredible. Caught footsteps. Amazing.
And it's while I was talking about dowsing rods as well.
Yes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I literally got to the point of talking about dowsing rods here, and then all of a sudden we hear the footsteps and running water.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, I reckon that could have been that woman.
That's what we reckon. We reckon that she got annoyed with the fact that I'm saying all this information, and she's got annoyed and has gone.
Yeah, because as soon as you started using them downstairs, she came through.
3 times right there.
So I'm
Did
wondering.
anyone stomp their foot 3 times just now?
No.
Okay.
So I'm wondering why you using them again. You've annoyed her that much more.
Well, no, because I've only... So the first time I used them was at the fort in Harwich,
Yeah.
and I was absolutely useless with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, like using them here, and then did you say that you used them out here or just talking about them?
Talking about them.
Also, maybe even just mentioning them annoyed her and she made her presence known.
Yeah, she probably did.
Because of it's quite hard to explain that one.
Yeah, it is. But there's only sort of one key thing to it, and that's that me and Bex called her out, and then all of a sudden Bex has got pain in her head and I'm getting pain in my chest.
Yeah,
And that's after me and Bex called her out.
yeah. Which if, I must admit, in there, it does have that really old, like Victorian day feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if anyone else felt that, but me personally, it felt like I was in the Victorian days.
There
sitting
are
in there.
Oh, in there.
Yeah,
there are points like in the building where sort of you walk in to a different part and the energy there is sort of neutral, and you walk to another bit and the energy is happy and everything else, but then there's some parts where it's a little bit like you don't feel like you should be there, and there's something watching you and basically telling you to get out.
yeah, but it could be their like sort of private area, and because of we've just walked in and not asked for their permission, it's probably annoyed them, so then they're probably given off that feeling.
Especially after Wayne told me to stop the dowsing rods, I could feel that there was something negative on my right side, and then going back to the board in there and just being sat there, it was sort of the same feeling.
Yeah,
But then it's a negative spirit. They're going to give off that sort of energy.
yeah. Oh yeah, they always
You
will.
going for a fag?
Yeah, I might as well. Actually.
Yeah, I'll go for a fag.
I would give you one, but I've only got one left.
Oh, don't worry about the other side. Like, yeah, look, I'll tell you what, look, here, look, right. It's horrible being known on film, but not knowing. There you go. You're a lovely chap.
Yeah.
Right,
Thank you.
with your phone, just QR code, to put a camera on that QR code. It'll bring up my Facebook page. All links to me, dude, are on there. If you want one of them.
Thank you.
Because it's horrible being on film and then not knowing where it is. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I don't know where he is. Like, I've never heard of him. Where is he? And like, you know what I mean? So just QR code it and it'll take you to my Facebook. And you can either follow or friend, that's not a problem. And all my links are on there anyway, so you don't even have to follow or friend me. All my links are on there.
I'm completely comfortable being on camera.
Yeah,
Exactly. I don't mind it at all. I quite enjoy it actually. You know, I quite enjoy it.
I do Twitch streaming and I do YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm completely comfortable with it.
Yeah, I do mostly Facebook and YouTube. I load up a lot of, because I normally go cryptid hunting, so I don't do an awful lot of paranormal. I do a bit of paranormal, but I used to do a lot more years ago. But I normally go into woods and forests looking for Dogman, werewolves,
Oh, okay.
Bigfoot, things like that. Because we have them over here, you see. That's normally
The
what I do.
one I've had is I was in Leomani.
Where's that?
It's just outside of Tiptree.
Oh right, Leomali.
Yeah. You've got like Leomani Tower and
Oh right.
everything else, but there's a bit of road, and we were out there. We were trying to get hold of a spirit, and then all of a sudden we could just hear walking up the road,
No.
and we stood out in the middle of the road,
Yeah.
and like, you can clearly see that there was no one coming up. We even looked the other way, and there was no one there. And there were points where we'd sort of walk up the road to sort of this crossroads,
Yeah.
but as you look into the field, you just see black shadows.
In the field.
Yeah, and the shadows would just all of a sudden just duck to the ground as soon as you try and look at them. But you could see where they were sort of laying.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird.
That sounds weird. Seeing black shadows in the field.
But it didn't.
Walking up the road.
When you saw them, you didn't really feel anything negative about them. it was more calming, like they were there to protect you.
Second I walk back in.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they wanted
Okay,
to
yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there as well?
Yeah, I've been up there as well, and I have seen it. Like it.
What did you see? The
Oh.
same?
Yeah, and to me, it seemed like all they wanted to do was just have fun with you and just mess about a little bit.
They knew they were being seen, these black
Yeah.
shadows, and
Yeah.
you heard them walking up the road.
Yeah.
Right, what made you want to look into the field then?
Well, it was more. I sort of saw something out the corner of my eye,
Yeah.
and because it wasn't like continuously open, it was bush, little opening, load of bush,
Yeah.
then a massive opening.
Yeah.
And sort of as I got up towards like the start of a bush, I just saw something out the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
So my instant reaction is, oh, what's that? And as I looked, I've just seen this black shadow just duck down.
Okay.
And then as we're walking up past the bush, at the corner of my eye, I can see like this sort of like black ball just sort of going along. And I thought it was something in my eye. So I've
Yeah, sure, you would, yeah.
rubbed my
Yeah.
eye and I can still see it there. And
Yeah.
as I've turned around, it's just sort of ducked.
Okay.
But then where the break in the bush was, I could like just see like a figure.
Yeah.
It was just really weird, and that really creeped me out.
Yeah, it would do, wouldn't it? It would
To the
do.
point of I think I got halfway up this road, I was like, no, I've got to turn back.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, that would do. That would do. Have you ever seen anything, any entity, any ghost, where it's been absolute horror? A feeling of all encompassing, a blanket of despair. Something which has like been really, really bad.
Probably my scariest one would probably be in my garden.
What?
Yeah. So I've got
Not close at home then, really, is it?
no, but it was like so I've got a railway line that runs behind my house.
Okay, yeah.
And I was outside of my garden. I think it was about 12:30 at night, and I'm outside just having my fag before bed.
Yeah.
And I look up through where we've got trees at the top of my garden, and I just see these two piercing red eyes. And at that point, I threw my fag and I went back into the house and made sure I double locked that door.
That's interesting.
Because I wasn't about to find out what was there,
Yeah.
and I just kind of went and hid in my room.
Okay. The piercing red eyes, were they like pinpricks of red, or I know it's like kind of hard to remember, but was it a
No.
green? Was it a green colour in it as well, red green, or
No, it was like a solid red.
a solid red,
Yeah.
like a glowing red out the dark?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have a torch. You didn't have anything.
No.
Any light. You just went
All
down.
I had was I was watching a video on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've turned that off because I was sort of just wanting to then just chill out in the peacefulness,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden I look up and
Yeah.
I just see these two red eyes just sort of piercing back at me.
Okay. Right. See my eyes here. Yeah. About roughly how far apart were these red eyes as opposed to
About
mine?
here.
Okay, right about so yeah. So we're talking about what, 8 inches apart,
Yeah.
9 inches apart. That's quite wide.
Sorry.
And tall wise, height wise, compared with you, because you must be about 5'7" at least. I'm 5'6" and a little bit.
It was probably about my height as well.
Okay.
You look shattered.
It was really, really quite something that made me sort of go, nah. I literally noped out of it, I threw my phone and I went back in. And then every so often I sort of peered out of my room to make sure I wasn't going crazy, and I just didn't see anything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, congratulations, because I think you saw a Dogman.
Okay, fair enough.
They very often have this ability of when you go out in the forest or woods, and they very often have an ability to impart feeling of like fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go. They're like kind of, so have you ever met anyone? Sometimes when you meet some people, and you kind of you just get a feeling of, oh, I'm not gonna fuck with them. They're just like feeling that they've killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've either or they're capable of it. That's the sort of thing you get when you get a dog. Not all the while, but some of it.
So the thing is, I've only ever seen it once. I've never seen it again
Mm.
since.
Good. Yeah. No, they are quite. Yeah. I mean, I've got lots of like on my YouTube and that. You'll see lots of videos, and also testimonies from people, much like yourself, same type. They've got this habit of they've got these iridescent kind of red eyes that glow. They kind of emanate a glow about them. The only thing that's capable in the natural world to do that are fish. Fish are able, deep sea fish are able to, their eyes can glow, they've got a phosphorescence about them. But no land animal should have that, where they actually glow, you know. So yeah, no, that's
It must
really
have been
good.
like about 3 years ago. But like, I've
What area were you in? Do you mind me asking?
Whittam.
When?
Oh, when?
No, what area?
Whittam.
Oh, Whittam. Oh, yeah, I know Whittam. Yeah, right. Okay, Whittam. I only asked that because if anyone's listening and they see have like about 3 years ago about the same sort of like sighting of a dogman or something with red eyes, they know the area and they know roughly the time, so they'll be able to say, "Oh, Phil, actually, I was near Whittam," and I was like, you know. So that's always good to know. I appreciate
Let
that.
me know
before you go, I can do that,
That
that's no
was
problem.
roughly around the same time as I heard the little girl.
Yeah. So
So-
up by where we've got a bridge that we nicknamed the Zigzag, just because of how it's built.
Yeah.
And around that time is when Mitch was hearing a little girl up on that bridge.
Yeah.
What happened?
Long story short, an ex-girlfriend of mine was pregnant. Something happened. The baby had been lost. And then we was outside having a fag. It was quite late at night. And then all of a sudden, all I heard was a little girl shout out, "Daddy."
So then we've both sort of like thinking, you know, a girl's gone missing and she's up on the bridge. We've gone up there, and as we got up there, we then heard a groan. We were like, "No, that ain't no girl. That's a demon."
Damn.
Yeah. So
Damn.
then we pretty much ran straight back to his.
It was a growl.
Yeah, and it was like a deep growl as well.
And where was this? I know it's on a railway track. Where was this in relation to where you had your sighting?
So-
It was in Whittam again.
Yeah, and that's about 30 seconds from my house.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I live just around the corner from him.
Okay.
So
So
it
he's
was-
about 5 minutes from me, and the bridge is basically dead centre of both of us.
All right.
But yeah, it's if you stand up on that bridge, you can see the back of my house.
Okay. That's some hairy crap, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And since then, we've not really gone too close to the bridge.
To the bridge.
Unless we really needed to.
And you definitely sort of wouldn't go that close at night, I guess.
No.
I mean, when I get dropped off from work, I have to go over that bridge anyway.
Right.
But it's normally about 7:15 that I'm going over it. So it's
Right.
not like the dead of night. It's
No.
still when everyone's going to be out and
And you
about.
got yeah. But you you don't get a good feeling from that.
No.
It is a footbridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And years ago, before that bridge got put there, it was a level crossing.
Okay.
Over the train track. The reason that they changed it over to the bridge was because of too many people had got killed there.
Damn.
And
Thank you,
one of the
Panzer.
very last people that got killed there was one of my dad's mates.
Oh.
And then they took out the level crossing and put the bridge there to stop that from happening.
Yes.
But then it hasn't really stopped anyone because there's points on the bridge where you can still jump over
Okay.
and sort of go down onto the railway.
Yeah. So it's a kind of like a death hotspot, if you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Because then another sort of 30 seconds from my house
Yeah.
is another crossing.
Uh-huh.
That one's just 2 gates, and people are known for walking across it.
I know. That's so interesting, man.
Are you ghost hunters?
Yeah. Yeah. We heard someone coming up those steps earlier. Be careful, be careful. Listen, really great talking to both of you. Thank you.
And
You know, all of you guys, I appreciate it. You know, and yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. Let's go for a fag, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this down. Yeah.
She's still on my arm.
What?
She's still on my arm.
He did this whole time. He said that gripping feeling on his arm. Just
Oh
continues.
my
Hasn't
God!
stopped.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
I know it's very tense.
I can't untense it either.
No?
She's
She's
on.
mad at you.
She's on. I think she's
Blimey,
found someone to take it out on.
Yeah.
Damn.
it's, I don't know if it'll be.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, you know, if
Yeah, we'll
ladies wasn't present, I'd be saying, well, I remember kind of like years ago when you used to sit on your hand, you know what I mean?
And then
But she is.
2 people down.
She is like.
That's scary. I'll come at you
Hasn't
guys.
let go this entire time.
Oh my word. Right.
Signal is not.
Okay.